When people think of the government's scrappage scheme, they immediately think of car sales. Lots and lots of new car sales that's kick-started the British car industry. But there's a more important story as well, and that is that it's got car workers, thousands of them, back working full-time at factories around the country. And in the case of Nissan, it's actually got 350 workers back in a temporary job. So that's the true extent of scrappage. It actually does mean jobs. Nissan have been one of the success stories of the scrappage scheme. They actually extended it beyond what the government scheme was. The government scheme was all for cars 10 years and older, but Nissan decided to extend that to cars that were 8 years and older. And the Micra has been one of the big success stories. You may be wondering why the strange Union Jack colouring for this car. Well, as part of Nissan's deal, the scrappage scheme applied only to Nissan models built in the UK. And clearly the Micra is one of those cars. So it's really a very British success story. From the original in 1991, there's now been 2.2 million Micras that have rolled off the Sunderland factory line. It's directly been responsible for creating 1,000 new jobs. This is a very, very British success story, despite being a Japanese car. It's a while since I've been in the Micra, and the best compliment I can pay is that it's aged very, very well. It's now 2002 since this model came out, and it still looks remarkably fresh compared with most of its rivals. That's probably because it was a fairly outrageous design when it first came out, particularly for a sensible Nissan. People buy Nissans first and foremost because of their Japanese reliability. That's a fact confirmed even more so with the Micra if you check out just how many driving schools have them. And people don't pick cars in driving schools unless they're going to be able to stand up to lots of treatment for very dodgy learner drivers. On the road, it's a typically competent Nissan. 1.2 litre engine isn't going to light anybody's fire, but it's nippy enough, gets around well. On the motorway it'll cruise all day. It's got a nice, sweet 5-speed gearbox. Steering is precise. And as I say, as a driving tool, it's actually surprisingly enjoyable. In fact, the only thing that I've really got against this little Micra is the Union Jack paint job. Now look, I'm as patriotic as the next man, but I have never had so many strange looks driving around in a car as I have in this little machine. It's definitely for an extrovert or John Bull. But one thing's for sure, the workforce at Sunderland will not forget the Micra. It's been an integral part of their life now since 1991. Let's hope that the cars that replace it are just as successful. And with the government extending the scrappage scheme now through until early next year, you can still pick up a Micra at a bargain price. Prices start for them at £6,395 for the 1.2 litre entry-level model, and that makes this a very, very good price car. And of course, unless you're fiercely patriotic, you don't actually have to have it with the old Union Jack everywhere, which does make you feel as if you're driving around with a large beacon on top of your head.